Aidens Story begins September 2022. School had just started up here in Western Pennsylvania. At the time, he was 9 years old. Worried about your typical 9-year-old things, such as, what's my teacher gonna be like? My friends gonna be in my class? I'm gonna have a lot of homework, things like that. So, in the very beginning, there really wasn't any signs or symptoms of what was yet to come. Really. He really didn't like the school lunch a whole lot, and he packed a little bit, but he ate, school lunch when he had to. So towards the end of September is when some of the stomach pain started picking up a little bit with him, but he didn't like talking about it much. This is the same kid who would cut his finger or get a paper cut, and you'd think it broke his leg. So we started making doctor's appointments with his PCP beginning of October. And his PCP, said to us, could be, nerves, anxious, anxiety a little bit, school starting up, different environment. Could also be the school lunch too. Ironically, once a week for a couple weeks, we were in there back to his PCP three different times, just we couldn't figure it out. And they couldn't figure it out. So one evening I was walking around Target with him just to get an idea of what he wanted to be for Halloween. And I had looked, just talking with him, I looked in his eyes, I said, "Buddy, you okay?" "Yeah, Dad, yeah, I'm fine. I said, "Well, you look a little yellow in the eyes. You sure you're feeling okay? You're having any more belly pains or everything okay?" "No, yeah, Dad, I'm fine. Just leave me alone. I'm fine." Okay. So I had asked family and friends, "Hey, do you see, the yellow around his face, his eyes?" And they said, "No, we really don't see it." And then literally about a week later is when it was a little bit more prominent around his eyes. So on October 18th, 2022 is when we had a video visit with the doctor, UPMC Children's, just to try and figure this out. And the doctor on the video chat, we told him about the symptoms, hurting a little bit in the stomach. His eyes seemed a little yellowish. She immediately stopped us and said, "End this video call now, get him to the ER." That night would be one of the longest 24 hours I've ever had in my life. Easily a top 5 moment. Took him down to Children's Hospital, explained everything that's going on. They saw the yellow in his eyes. Started, running blood work, schedule scans, the whole 10 yards. Originally their scans, they thought it might have been appendicitis, could be appendix, something could be blocking, bile duct block. When the blood work came back, the ER doctor looked at me and said, "There's a possibility this is liver failure, and we need to prepare for the worst, or prepare, for the worst case scenario right now." I'm panicking in the ER. I'm this is impossible. How's this even, what's going on here? I said, "He's 9. They admitted him into the ER that night. And for the next several days, he was being seen by the endocrinologist on floor 9. And I will never forget, a couple of days later, the endo doctor, they redid scans and stuff, and they said to me, I can't figure this out. It looks like his stomach's backwards. Everything's flipped around." He's this is a head scratcher. He showed me the scans, and if you would have saw the scans, you would see, looked like everything was flipped about. It was puzzling. And at that time, he wasn't allowed to eat or drink anything because of him being backed up. He really wasn't. He was constipated, more or less. So the next step after that, Children's Hospital did something unprecedented, and that was contact UPMC Presbyterian and said, "Hey, we don't have all the tools equipped here for a scope, but we need a scope done on this child. UPMC Presbyterian is an adult hospital, for those of you who don't know that. He was finally able to have like a popsicle, something to suck down on October 22nd, October 23rd. Just all smiles and giggles, showing off his blue tongue from eating a blue Hershey popsicle. Those were his absolute favorite. We hanged out together the night before, and then October 24th would be the day of the big scan, the big scope. So that morning, October 24th, we went over to UPMC Presbyterian by ambulance, met the doctors, told us, hey, between us, we have all this experience. We're the heads, we'll take good care of your boy. We'll see what's going on here. Halfway through the scope, the one doctor came back to us, took us right into his office, sat us down, and said, they're still performing a scope. I'm coming back here to talk to you about what I had seen through the camera. He said, I have over 40 years experience. I have never, ever seen anything like this in a child. He said, what I saw, I see in adults only. He said, what I saw shouldn't be possible, but it is. He said the most four heart-wrenching, scariest words any parent can hear. Your child has cancer. He said he saw it in the pancreas. He said he's pretty sure it's pancreatic cancer. What kind, he's not sure. What type? But we're taking samples now. My head's already spinning around like a whirlwind. It just blew us away. So we got him back to the hospital. Biopsy samples take a couple days for them to come back. And I will never forget sitting in the corner of the hospital wing, meeting with the doctor late night. And this is, the day before we just met a special disease team, child psychology, social work. Literally, like within, things were just moving full speed. Once we got the results back, sat in the corner. You could see the whole view of the city of Pittsburgh at this one table. And she sat down with us and said, normally I don't do this. I had the pre-results in, but I felt it was extremely urgent to talk to you and discuss this with you. She said the pre-results definitely showed there was cancer of the pancreas. What type, what stage, I am not sure, but the results so far coming back are that it's adenocarcinoma, which was the tumor at the head. My mouth hit the floor. The worst kind of cancer anyone can get. My 9-year-old son had it. How? Why? No one knew. Typically, pancreatic cancer is more of an adult thing. 30s, 40s, not in a child. So over the course of several days, we're just trying to figure out, they were coming up with game plans. They didn't want to send him home or release him until they, found stuff out. He was finally able to eat after that, is when they got the results in. And I'm telling you right now, that little boy was all smiles and the fact that he was able to eat and finally have his sweet tea again. room was fully decorated and full of support from his classmates, friends, family, everywhere, all across his room. I still have those cards to this day, because that's how much they meant to him and they meant to us. We weren't sure if he was going to be able to go home for Halloween. I was there for the long run. Mom was at home taking care of the kids. I was down there. So fortunately enough, on October 28th, he was able to come home in time for Halloween. Ironically enough, the costume he wanted was one of those inflatable dinosaurs. And the doctors were concerned about him going out trick-or-treating, being exposed, getting sick, that he should be wearing a mask around. Here, ironically, he more or less was like in his giant, inflatable costume that protected him. But that's part one of Aidens' story. Part two is next. And that starts at the beginning of the treatments, when everything started, all the way up until March of 2023. If you want to hear more about his story, I'm going to be popping these out a lot more. So click the like, subscribe button, hit your notifications on. Part 2 is coming up next of Aidens' Story.